As the old legend goes, there are two wolves inside us constantly battling to achieve our destiny. Unfortunately, this age-old story has taken a deep turmoil on Kayce Dutton, who, no matter what, can't escape his vivid horrors. As the end of Yellowstone draws closer, Kayce's wolf vision becomes super important to the plot. You'll see why. Foreshadowing in Yellowstone. In Season 4 of Yellowstone, Kayce Dutton, played by Luke Grimes, takes on a powerful and intense ritual that opens up haunting memories and strange glimpses of what lies ahead for him and the Dutton family. To become a true member of his wife Monica's tribe, portrayed by Kayce Asby, Kayce embraces an indigenous ritual called Hanbulseya, known as crying for a vision. This sacred ceremony of the Lakota people is designed for young warriors seeking their life's purpose by journeying into the spirit realm. During episode 10 of Season 4, titled Grass on the Streets and Weeds on the Rooftops, Kayce's visions reveal some shocking and deeply personal insights. It's as if viewers get to step into his mind, witnessing a whirlwind of intense symbols and scenes that tease the direction of Yellowstone in Season 5. These visions weren't just random. They hinted at the fate of the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch, foreshadowing events that are already playing out in the latest season. The creators of Yellowstone have teased that Kayce's vision is far more insightful than fans realize, and we might as well have seen the ending of the show, but we can't just understand it yet. More importantly, the one tenet of Kayce's vision, the infamous wolf, is the allegorical mastery of Yellowstone, which we are yet to understand. However, according to Luke Grimes, even he didn't understand the meaning of his very vivid visions. It seems like Taylor Sheridan, the creator of Yellowstone, went to great lengths to keep the big final reveal for his audiences. And if everything goes as planned, we'd be seeing a satisfying resolve to Kayce's visions in the second part of Yellowstone Season 5. What has Luke Grimes said about his visions? Season 4 of Yellowstone shattered ratings records for the Paramount Network, pulling fans even deeper into the fierce and gritty world of the Dutton family. As John Dutton, played by Kevin Costner, fought to defend his sprawling ranch, his son Kayce, played by Luke Grimes, found himself on a very different journey with Thomas Rainwater, played by Gil Birmingham. But here's the twist. Even Luke Grimes is stumped by one of his character's biggest mysteries: why Kayce keeps running into a wolf during some of his most intense scenes. Grimes admitted he has no clue what the wolf really symbolizes for Kayce's story, saying he didn't ask and is just rolling with the mystery. He even shared, "It's kind of fun to stay in the dark about it all," saying, "I get to go on the ride too." Taylor Sheridan knows where the story is headed, but he's keeping us all in suspense. The wolf has sparked tons of fan theories. Is it a friend, an enemy, something in between? After Kayce's family was targeted in the Season 3 finale, he, Monica, and their son Tate tried to get a fresh start by moving away from the ranch, but the wolf seemed to follow, a haunting reminder that danger might always be lurking. With every encounter, Kayce's curiosity grows, leading him to seek advice from Thomas Rainwater and his bodyguard Mo, who suggest the wolf might have a message for him, launching Kayce on a spiritual journey to figure out his next move. Kayce's visions get even wilder. He sees his late brother Lee Dutton and even Avery, making fans wonder if this is all part of a bigger picture set up for Season 5. Grimes hinted that these visions could hold clues to Kayce's future, but nothing's been spelt out just yet. Reflecting on his character, Grimes noted Kayce's burden of PTSD from witnessing horrific events most people never see, torn between loyalty to his family's legacy and protecting his own family. Kayce is being forced to make tough choices as each season unfolds. As Grimes put it, he is constantly having to pick a side, teasing that Kayce's journey might lead him to cut ties with the Dutton Ranch entirely. With Yellowstone creator Taylor Sheridan, known for his modern Western hits like Hell or High Water and Wind River, fans can count on Season 5 to keep delivering the intense drama and cliffhangers that have made the show such a hit. But it's gonna take some time till we reach the climax of the final season and make sense of Kayce's visions. So let's recap what he has been seeing so far and why his visions are so important for the show's plot. The owl. The first thing Kayce spots in his Yellowstone vision is an owl flying overhead, which isn't a good sign. In many indigenous cultures, owls are seen as symbols of death, so right off the bat, we know trouble's brewing. With the tension between market equities and the Dutton Ranch coming to a boiling point in Season 5, the owl could mean more chaos is on the way. Plus, it might be hinting that John Dutton's cancer could make an ugly comeback just as he's running for governor. For Kayce, seeing the owl meant he was crossing over into the spirit world. Mo had even warned him before he began the ritual, saying, "You've got to stand on the cliff of death to find your purpose in life." Looking back, the owl's appearance and Mo's warning seemed to foreshadow the tragic death of baby John Dutton in the season 5 premiere. This heartbreaking loss doesn't just hit the Dutton family, it also raises big questions about the future of the ranch. Losing their baby is devastating for Kayce and Monica, but it also leads to one of the season's biggest twists. John Dutton, now the governor, wants to put the ranch under a conservation easement. This is a major curveball, since it would place the ranch under state protection, meaning no one, not market equities, not the Duttons, not even the Broken Rock tribe, could develop it. Beth tries to warn John that they might lose the whole ranch, but John, in true Dutton fashion, says at least it would still be whole. This move could turn John from the show's ruthless anti-hero into a defender of the land, which might be driven by the loss of his unborn grandchild. Instead of seeing the ranch as his family's empire, he realizes it only matters if his family is there to protect it. This conservation easement could finally keep the ranch safe from all the greed and violence that's followed the Duttons for years, preserving the peace of Montana just as it is, far away from developers' hands. If season 5 of Yellowstone hadn't delivered this tragic twist, the Dutton legacy would have continued with baby John as the 3rd member of the 7th generation on the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch. But perhaps this is exactly why baby John never made it. In Taylor Sheridan's prequel series 1883, James Dutton promised that after 7 generations, the family would return their lands in Paradise Valley to its original stewards. While there's no outright magic in Sheridan's neo-Western universe, it feels like there's a mystical weight to that promise, adding a dramatic link between the two series and pushing the Dutton story even deeper. Kayce's visions in season 4, which he described as a vision of a different kind of end, take on a new layer of meaning with this loss. We're also forced to look again at why a wolf kept appearing around Kayce and Monica, especially during their intimate moments. The wolf, we later learn, is Kayce's animal and spirit guardian, but it seems possible that the wolf claimed baby John because the Duttons have yet to fulfill their old promise and return the land. In a way, the death of John Dutton has already happened, and the shift in John's attitude toward the ranch might just be the first step in a huge transformation that this loss has set into motion for season 5. The voice of Lee Dutton. Then there was the curious case of why Kayce started to hear the voice of his brother. During Kayce's intense ritual, he's suddenly pulled into a vision where he hears the voice of his brother, Lee Dutton, a moment that's got season 5 drama written all over it. Lee's memory hits hard since the last time Kayce saw him, Lee had died in his arms. In this vision, Lee is asking Kayce to open the doors so he can help him on his vision quest. But even though Kayce is desperate to reconnect with his brother, he sticks to Mo and Thomas's instructions to keep those prayer ties closed. Lee doesn't take it well though. He starts shouting at Kayce, and then, out of nowhere, he's spitting blood, turning what could have been a comforting moment into a full-on nightmare. This intense scene isn't just about Kayce and Lee, it's also a huge clue to the sibling war brewing between Beth and Jamie in season 5. It's like a warning that not all family bonds can be trusted. After Lee's dark vision fades, Kayce finds himself being comforted by a woman he thinks is Monica, only to realize it's actually Avery, the former ranch hand who once showed more than a little interest in him, stirring up some jealousy in Monica. Now, this doesn't mean Kayce's about to go off and betray Monica in season 5, but it does hint at the tough choices he's juggling. Kayce's loyalty is being torn in so many directions, between his family's ranch, his wife, and what's right for his son. For Kayce, faithfulness isn't just about romance. It's about where his heart and his priorities truly lie. This is why this particular piece of vision is very important for the war between Beth and Jamie, who are both in line to inherit the ranch once John Dutton's character is put to rest. We don't know, but Kayce's visions will also provide some resolve to the bitter sibling rivalry. And well, it is about time that it should end. Here's why. Why Beth and Jamie's rivalry should end. Since day 1 on Yellowstone, it's been crystal clear just how much Beth can't stand Jamie. And over the seasons, their feud has only gotten nastier. Beth's hatred of Jamie runs deep. She blames him for her infertility after he helped her get an abortion back when they were teenagers. And that resentment hasn't let up. Add to that Jamie being adopted and some of his shady choices over the years, and it's no wonder each scene between these two feels like they're ready to snap. The season 4 finale took things to a new level. Beth got Jamie under her thumb by filming him dumping his real dad's body, which set up the perfect foundation for an epic showdown in season 5. Now, with Beth knowing about Jamie's new baby, she's madder than ever and has even threatened to take the child away from him. As powerful as Beth is, her rage toward Jamie is also her Achilles heel. She's strong, she's sharp, but Jamie's the one person who drives her to act purely on emotion, and that's got her making risky moves. To really move forward, Beth and Jamie need to finally call it quits on this endless grudge. For Beth, letting go of her hatred would be a major step toward growth, and it would free Jamie up to evolve as a character outside of this constant sibling war. Jamie, who's usually been stuck in retreat mode, may be backed into a corner here. If Beth keeps pushing him, he might retaliate in ways we haven't seen. Interestingly, with Jamie's baby being the next generation of Duttons, John Dutton himself might not be so quick to go along with Beth's plans to strip Jamie of his child. The show has been hinting at a final confrontation between them, especially with the intense moment in Season 4 when Jamie almost hits Beth with his car after she threatened him. Fans are already fed up with how dragged out this rivalry has been, and many are hoping Season 5 finally delivers an end worthy of these two layered characters. Other than this sibling rivalry, fans are also excited to see how Kayce's army flashbacks manifest in the show. The army flashbacks. Kayce sat in the sun, lost in a rough memory from his military days, the time he accidentally led his squad into an ambush. That moment weighs on him heavily, a big part of why he carries Yellowstone's famous Y brand. Though John Dutton marked him with it as a punishment, that brand usually goes to people with messy pasts, ex-cons, outcasts, or those looking for a fresh start. Kayce's military background makes him a natural fit for that group. Once the vision faded, Kayce was jolted back to reality by coyotes howling in the distance. Mo had warned him to watch out for the coyote, known as a trickster in indigenous stories. For Kayce, it's a sign that his past mistakes still haunt him, playing tricks on his mind and reminding him he hasn't fully faced his demons. This moment doesn't just signal Kayce's inner struggle, it's a hint at the ranch's messy history, a history that could end up tearing the Duttons apart in Season 5. John branded his son Kayce as a punishment back when Kayce left the family ranch to be with Monica, who was pregnant with their son Tate. While that branding was harsh, Kayce has moved past it and forgiven his father. But after a life-changing indigenous ritual in the Season 4 finale, where he received powerful visions of the future through his spirit animal, Kayce made a bold choice in Season 5. He chose Monica and Tate over the Dutton ranch. Despite the rocky father-son relationship, John shows he won't abuse the power of the brand to force Kayce back into the family fold. For once, John doesn't fight Kayce on his choice, drawing a clear line on just how far he's willing to go, even if it means letting his son go. Throughout the show, the brand has taken a bunch of meanings, but we are still to fully grasp what it really means to John Dutton. The secret of the brand. On Yellowstone, the Hooked Y brand isn't just inking. It's practically a badge of survival at the Dutton Ranch. Anyone branded, whether a ranch hand or a Dutton family member, carries it as a mark of absolute loyalty. The show has kept fans on edge since the first episode with its gritty portrayal of the high-stakes ranching world, blending Western grit with soap opera drama and earning comparisons to iconic series like The Sopranos, Breaking Bad, and Ozark. But one of the show's standout twists, the Duttons' intense, almost sacred branding ritual, a process that's supposed to be reserved for cattle, but here comes an ultimate test of loyalty and commitment. Remember Jimmy? When he first gets branded back in Season 1, Rip administers the searing hot iron, and the moment is as brutal as it sounds. At first, the branding seems like punishment, but we quickly realize that wearing the Y gives Jimmy a special kind of untouchable status. The brand demands absolute loyalty, but also secures him respect and protection on the ranch. For those marked with it, the Y isn't just a symbol. It's a lifelong bond with the Yellowstone Ranch, binding them to protect the land and the family with all they've got. What's cool is that though some real-life ranches do occasionally brand their workers, Yellowstone adds layers of drama and secrecy, treating the ritual with almost ritualistic importance. For John Dutton, branding isn't just control. It's a way of making sure his workers, often ex-cons with no other options, are part of something larger. And for the workers, the brand is both a promise of belonging and a powerful reminder of what they owe the Duttons. Just like cattle brands mark ownership, the Y tells the world that you're Yellowstone property, for better or worse. The ritual itself is a powerful symbol of sacrifice and pain, with undertones that echo the mafia or even the ruthless warriors in Dune. On the Dutton Ranch, the Y brand serves as a statement of power and unity.